Well, g'day all, how are you? Here we are, day one Binns Track. Even though this isn't actually Binns Track, we're in Sea Lake at the moment, having our first breakfast together. Here's Rob, just finished his breakfast. Howie knocking off his breakfast. He's catching up on all the goss, aren't we, Howie?
Oh yeah.
There's Mickey Webster there. Now these are the two utes we're running around in. We've got drawers in the back. That's Ben just there. That's ute number one. There's the stray dog there as well. Then we have the Triton and the trailer, and there's Marky Mark having his breakfast as well. So yeah, we go from here up to Renmark, and then we're making our way all the way up to Alice Springs, Tennant Creek, then back to Alice, and then fly back into our various places. Welcome to South Australia. So here we are. We're in South Australia now. Right, camp's first setup. Ben's working on his swag. Michael said he was only going to be 2 minutes. Well, he's been 20 minutes. This is the stray dog swag here. He's just chilling in there, aren't you, Rob? Rob Farquhar, he's just testing his out. How is it, Rob? Is it good? Howie's got getting his organised. He's fluffing around. Mark's got himself organised already, so he's good to go. And my swag's nearly set up. So we just got to this is our first night camping together, so it's a bit messy in that, but we'll get it sussed out over the next few days, I'm sure. All right, first night, like I said a little bit earlier. We've replaced the battery in the back of the old nav, because she wasn't charging. It's only charging while we're driving, and that's the freezer, so we don't want that to go off because that's got all the meat. The mighty Triton, I didn't have lights operating properly on the trailer, and I found out half the plug was decrepit, so that's been replaced, so we're back in action. And so Rob's sort of taken the lead here. He's decided that he just needs to chill and relax a bit. So Rob, how you going? You all right? You just relaxed? You chilling? Good on you. Here's Michael. What do you reckon, Michael? Are you a wild, crazy guy?
Yes.
Living on the edge? Do you have good ideas? Booyah! Here's Mark. He's just playing manager. He's managing them and making sure that's up to scratch. And the stray dog there is helping Ben in the back of the ute. And Howie's out wandering around somewhere, burning energy. This is our dinner for the night. So I'm just cooking this. We're going to stir fry the veggies. We got the chicken. We got some pasta, some basil pesto. And these guys, they're in awe of the master chef happening. That's me. Aren't you? Pretty cool, aren't they?
AKA Red Bull.
That's it. Howie, he's been doing laps up and down the caravan park exercising. Look at this. Now that is a lump of chicken, so no one's going hungry tonight.
No.
We might be feeding the whole campsite. Well, early morning, Renmark, we've just woken up. Look who's come to visit us in the campsite. You skippies. Team's slowly emerging. There's Howie. It's the sun rises. A good day today. We're heading to Parachilna. So a little bit of sprinkling of rain last night, but the river behind us is just beautiful. Look, I know I've just taken a little video clip of this, but wow. Just wow, how nice is this? The river's there just trickling along. We've got houseboats. The sun's peeking over the horizon there. What a beautiful look. And it's just going to get better from here on in. During the night, we could, along this little tributary here, we could see and hear little fish sort of bouncing around. Oh, gone fuzzy. Along this little tributary here, we got fish that just went jumping out through the water during the night, so you could hear them flapping and skipping and that. Really cool. Check this out in front of us. What a great view it is. Cruising along into the Flinders Ranges. Beautiful. Well, check this out. So we went to go and check into our caravan park. It was actually closed and locked up. So, and I've got no mobile coverage, so I can't ring them. No one was around, so we've come back down the track and we're just setting ourselves up in the middle of the bush. So All the boys, they're got themselves geared up. They're actually looking forward to the night. We've got our fire going. So it's spaghetti and meatballs for dinner tonight.
Me being the cook.
Howie is the cook, and he's also the wood chopper. And he's wearing a mask in the middle of the bush. Safety first, Howie, safety first. Exactly.
COVID is not yet anthrax, not yet.
Exact. Rob's just sitting back chilling, aren't you, Rob? Mark's just chilling. The stray dog, Clarky, he's just checking things out on his phone. All right. We've settled into our campsite now. Fire's going. Howie hasn't stopped talking, which is very unusual. We've run out of gas, so we're cooking over the fire tonight. We're going true bush. We've got spag bog. It's going to be fantastic. It's a one-pot wonder, but it will put hairs in our chest and make us grow. Sunrise over camp. The gang's still emerging. There's Howie's head just sticking above a swag. The trailer's there. Michael's tent still alive and kicking. Beautiful sunrise this morning. And a good day. Heading up to William Creek. We're going to go for a fly over Lake Eyre. Left campsite this morning. We're in Lee Creek. It's actually pretty quiet around Lee Creek. It's not much happening. Now, Lee Creek is well known for mining. And here's a mini mining truck. So a bit hard to get into it really because it's so small. They do a lot of mining here, so it's well known for mining. They have massive trains that come through this area as well. So we're talking, kilometre long type of trains. In Maree now, pulled up next to each other. And this is the start of the Birdsville track and the Oodnadatta track. So you've got one of the old Gan railway carriage or railway engines there. We're going to have a bit of a wander around and keep moving. So this is one of the Gan engines that's seen better days, mind you. And we're on the station. How cool's that? This is Tom Cruise's truck, not the actual actor Tom Cruise, but Tom Cruise, the mailman of the Birdsville track. It's a beast, this one. Done a lot of work. As you're driving up the Oodnadatta track, because we're on the track now, we've come across this sculpture. It's sort of a sculpture park. So you've got Shut Roxby Down, because we're near Roxby Downs. Got a couple of planes hanging in the dirt there and a big Iron Man. So we got the Gan hover bus service. I'm not sure it runs too well though. It's probably a bit rough around the edges these days. Poor steelman's fallen over. So I think you're meant to be falling over. And over there's a windmill angel. So we're just out on the track looking at the sculptures, quite amazing. So we've signed a few of the boys up for driving lessons. You can see here, this is part of the William Creek Driving Academy. And the first lesson's free, but the boys have already had a bit of a go at it. So I don't think they'll be driving our cars today. This is our takeoff strip for our little flight today. So they've got all 7 of us into the one aircraft. The aircraft is actually coming into land probably in the next 10, 15 minutes, and then we're going to jump straight on it and head out there. So yes, we've arrived at William Creek and we're pumped. So I got a 1-hour flight over Lake Eyre, which should be awesome. Well, we're just chatting to one of the locals there, and he just said 2 helicopters just took off before. Now the helicopters, they're just travelling around. A couple of old guys that drive around the helicopters, they're paying $3.75 a litre for avgas, and it lasts about 3 hours in flying. They use a litre a minute, $3.75 a litre, and we're complaining about paying sort of $2.50, $2.70 a litre for diesel, but they're $3.75 a litre. These helicopters, they travel sort of from Birdsville, Inaminka, obviously here William Creek, Oodnadatta, all through the outback. And here we are, we're in the plane, we're all in specific seats. Michael and Michael, they're at the back door, so hopefully they don't open that in flight, because otherwise I'll be whoop, out the door. But it could be funny, it could be a joke, yeah. Could be a bit of fun for us. We'll just throw some paper on the ground and Michael will go and grab that. That'll be all right. All right, let's fly this sucker. So Rob, how was it?
I love it, eh?
Do you like it?
I loved it.
Bit nervous going up, but you're all good, wasn't it?
It was bloody beautiful.
Bloody beautiful, that's what we like to hear.
Right?
Stray dog. What do you reckon, was all right? It was warm. Raised a sweat up. So what we've got now is we've actually got the flying doctors coming in. They're doing their clinic run. Our pilot said we flew in from just behind Rob there. They're flying in the opposite way. Here come the flying doctors coming into land. Like I said, they've got a clinic run. They are literally 2-3 minutes behind us. So they come in, they land. Anyone that needs any medical help, it might be a dentist on board, it could be just nurses, maybe just doctors, whatever they need, they load it up. This plane's actually come from Maree. Apparently it flew for Port Augusta, Maree, one of the stations out here, and now it's here this afternoon. Then they jump back in and they fly back home. The hangar where right here park some of their planes. They've got 15 aircraft. So we suggested they actually just take the seats and burn them after these bums have been on them, but the boys are not keen on that. Flying doctors just taxiing into this big metropolis of an airport at William Creek. So we're actually standing on the tarmac. Not very often you can do this while the plane is landing. Now that is cool. Wow. The RFDS slowed down to let us land in our plane. So we were doing about 115 knots. They were doing about 400 knots. 4 times quicker than us. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful sunset over William Creek. We've actually just filled up the 2 utes with diesel out of our jerry cans, so we're good to go for tomorrow. And then we're heading on up to Maree tomorrow. Look at Ben's ute open. We got the drawers running, the swag just set up. Because the gang didn't have a shower last night. Howie's knocking off all of his drinks for some strange reason. And we're doing a roast for dinner tonight, so we're living it up.
Exactly.
So that can't work. You've got to get the fire going. So we've got a manager here in red. So Rob's just instructing and watching that they do it right. Michael's picking up little sticks off the ground to try and get it started, I'm sure. Howie's trying to get himself ready to get in the shower. It's taken him only an hour and a half. But you don't want to move things too quick. Do himself a damage. Do himself an injury if he moves too quick. It's all quiet here. William Creek, 6:25 in the morning. We're heading up to Marla today, bypassing Uden, or going through Uden. And this is our morning view. Absolutely stunning. What a place to come to. It's the airstrip just over there with the lights. RFDS flew in there yesterday. It may be early in the morning, but the people at Right Air are into it, filling up the planes ready for the day. And I'd say they're probably doing a very early morning flight to catch this spectacular sunrise. Everywhere we go, we're seeing solar panels. So obviously there's a lot of work for people who install solar. They're replacing the solar. Well, during the day, it's actually it's quiet here. I don't know whether you can hear it, but there's a generator going just behind those bushes there. So that runs power during the night. Solar panels, obviously, during the day. So they can cut down the use of diesel fuels. But it's just magical out here. Sunrises and sunsets are unbeatable. Rob's just sitting by the fire we had last night, sucking on his coffee. Now the magic about these guys, so that's our swag just there. We haven't done anything to them. Michael's packing up his tent frantically. Howie's done his bit. Rob's had his coffee delivered to his bed. What a bloody slacker. The stray dog, he's packed up his swag. Mark's onto his. Gonna have some eggs and bacon and then head off to Maree today. Maree. Who's Maree though? I don't know who Maree is. All right, so if we were to fill up here, it's $2.99 a litre at William Creek. So you get to pay for the privilege here. Avgas is $3.75 a litre, so not much more expensive. What are you looking at? So this is one of the original telegraph poles. Well, not the original, but probably it's just been replaced in the last, maybe 50, 80 years or something like that. That used to send signals between Maree and Alice Springs. We've also walked up the hill from where the forward drives are, and we have camel tracks. So they're very distinct. They've got the two sort of prongs in them, if you like, so you can tell that they're camels. Michael pointed this out as we were cruising along. There's the two utes there. He's looking at the scratches, the dinks and the dings we've had, but this is the old Gan railway line here. So it was a good pickup by Mr. Mickey Webster, or Webbo. You can actually camp. I've seen people camping down along the riverbed here. But beautiful up here. You could be the only ones in the world up here, couldn't you? Look at that. Other than these four bloody yobbos here, look at them. So the old Gan railway line. So that's probably well over 100 years old. Obviously it's not in great condition, so they're not using it. I would be a little bit nervous if they were using it. So this is Arabana Bridge in the Arabana Ranges. One of the old Gan railway tracks or bridges. We're gonna go for a walk up there. Safety first, so we've got a few steps up there. We're about 55, 60 k's out of Oodnadatta, south of Oodnadatta. We've fattened everyone up on some fruit. The old forward drive's looking a bit dusty, and we've got a few battle scars with rocks and chips and things like that, but it's been good fun. Here we are up on Arabana Bridge. And this is the Arabana Bridge because it's quite long. I don't know, that's probably nearly a kilometre long there. Safety first, we're walking on this grill. There's nothing between the grill and the ground. So, and there's some big gaps. So you wouldn't want to be scared of heights up here. So this is a little bit of paraphernalia on the, I've actually been called the wrong bridge, the Algebakina Bridge. I think that's how you say it. It's made up of 19 30.9 metre spans. It's the largest single bridge in South Australia. It was strengthened in 1926 to carry the heavier rail, and it's actually on the state and national heritage register. So this little snippet here shows left from Port Augusta, come up through here, through Maree where we were yesterday. Howard Springs went past there, William Creek. We've driven through Anna Creek. That's where we are now. To Oodnadatta, where we're going to go to today. We're about 40 minutes for lunch there, and then it goes up to Alice Springs, where we're eventually going to get to.
Wow.
Welcome to the Pink Roadhouse in Oodnadatta. So we're going to have some lunch here. Apparently got good hamburgers, so that'll be us, I reckon. Now here's my ute. I've been behaving myself. I've just got dust on it. Copious amounts of dust. There's dust in the canopy. There's dust everywhere. I went through a little puddle, but Ben and the boys, they went through a big puddle.
Yeah, look at that.
So they got on the UHF, they went through, and I could hear Mark squawking. So we're at Marla. We're just trying to unload the trailer, and we had a lot of dust driving today. We did have a lot of dust, and everything is coated, like literally everything. Everyone's bags, the back of the utes, tents, swags. Everything is very, very rank today. How's it, Howie? You got a bit of dust there? Howie the bushman, doesn't bother him. So we're going to try and sit on dusty seats now. Carnage on the track today. I smashed my back window on the canopy. Got glass everywhere. The trailer is taking a bit of a beating too. I've pulled the lights out of the rear driver's side. So there might be some repairs happening in Alice Springs tomorrow. Well, good morning. We are at Marla. So Marla's on the Stuart Highway. So we went through some serious dust and dirt and everything else yesterday. The gang is still having a bit of a sleep in today. It's 20 to 7 in the morning. Oh, no, Howie's just see a hot head pop up. And then we're heading up to Alice today. We're going to go and do some repairs on the vehicles that need to be done, and then take off once again into the bush. Inside the trailer. The carnage from yesterday. Dirt and dust everywhere. We actually, when we get to Alice today, we're going to have to hose it out, I reckon, and give it a bit of a clean. So we've arrived on the border now of Northern Territory and South Australia. I'm just taking a picture off into the bush because it looks so nice. And now I'm going to spin around, spinning, and this is a bit more civilised here. We're doing a toilet run and then we're going to get some photos of the border. This is the official border. Look at Michael's pretty happy face there. We got welcome to the Northern Territory, and I'm going to show you the other side now. And this is welcome to South Australia with Howie, Mark and Michael in there. Look at that. The Sturt Desert P is the emblem of South Australia, so we got that up at the top in the middle. But we're saying farewell to South Australia, not hello. Howie, what do you think of Northern Territory so far?
Love it. I love everything I've seen of it.
What about South Australia? We've been through South Australia.
Well, I enjoyed it very much. It's pretty good. That's where I tried to get my PhD there.
Yep. Our PhD in what?
In mathematical physics.
So he's very clever, much smarter than what we are. Mark, how are you going? Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, enjoying my holiday pad.
The dust and the dirt and the smell and everything else?
It was pretty rough on the dirt track yesterday.
It was. Now the Robs, what do you reckon of this trip so far?
Not bad. It's been really awesome.
Rob Farquhar, just awesome.
Awesome, mate.
Good on you, mate. How's the coffee though?
It's great.
Is it great?
Yes, it's great.
And here's Michael. Michael, he's pumped. Look at him. How's your trip going? Don't you start. When you're in the bush like us, this is what you got to do. Come prepared, stay on the track, keep it clean, and respect the outback. It's the Aussie Travel Code. We're doing all that and more. Stand in the middle of the Stewart Highway, not a car in sight. And I'll spin round for you. That's the sign I just took. If you look up there, again, not a car in sight. Beautiful. Today we're heading out to Altunga and then Gaptree View Caravan Park. And this is our scenery, absolutely magical. So we don't have a massive drive today, so we've got a bit of time to stop and smell the roses. So it was farewell from Alice Springs this morning. We've come out to John Hayes Rockhole, and we're going to go for a walk. So we're going to go for a stroll through there. It's only about 100 metres, but we've just done a little four-wheel drive trek in, bounced around, had to reverse up the trailer and whatnot. There's only 3 cars. You must have a four-wheel drive to get out here. You can't do it in a two-wheel drive, so otherwise you get stuck. It's good fun. Here's the boys. We're at the Billabong here. Howie's climbing the rock crevice. Mark's decided this is crazy, he's not doing it. And I'm sort of getting on Mark's wave level at the moment, wavelength. Oh, we've got a praying mantis coming at us. All right, here we are, through Bin's Track. Gone through our first gate, and the corrugations are rattling us apart. They are impressive, the corrugations, to say the least. But the views are spectacular. Into a river, there's not a lot here. On Bin's Track, burning up the dust and dirt, having a lot of fun. So this is us, we're going to be fattening ourselves up on the roast at Gem Tree Caravan Park tonight.
It's bloody good.
What do you reckon, Howie?
Marvellous.
You look hungry.
Alright.
He's always hungry. Rob, how you going, mate? You good?
Yeah, good, buddy.
Are you stray dog?
Yep.
You bought your Kelpie.
Yeah, mate.
What's the Kelpie's name?
Got to check.
Jake.
Got to check his tag again.
Check his tag, it's Jake. Well, another day dawns. We're at Gaptree Caravan Park. Now, where is it? It's on the Plenty Highway. So we're going to pack our gear up this morning. We're doing the last of the Bin's Track. That's what we were on yesterday. And then we're going to get to Kalu Kalu, or Devil's Marbles, you might know it as. And then we camp there for the night. So not a big day, but actually quite a beautiful setting here. It's a shame that it's overcast, because it would have been a great sunrise otherwise. So out the side of our camp, to give you some idea of how remote we are, that's the bush there. Alice Springs, if we drove probably about 100 kilometres as the crow flies, it's down that way. But it took us most of the day to get here yesterday. So this is Rob, the slack ass. Every morning I've got to serve him breakfast and coffee in bed. Don't know what's going to be like when he gets home. How is it, Rob? Fantastic. Good to hear. You like, eh, Roberto? Yeah. Hey, hoppa! Driving along the track, there's a whole lot of these, old dwellings. This is actually an old store. Obviously it's closed now because it says store closed. Just been through a gate. So this is us cruising today. Howie's gone down and opened the gate that's already open. A few cattle around here, so we're actually on a cattle station here. Got the big yards, water tanks. This is a pretty common, well not common, but it is a sight that we see along the track. This is a monument that we've just stumbled across just near the store as well. About the explorers that came past in 1870. And it was erected by E. Dixon Esquire. We're heading up north on Bin's Track, and we've got these signs along the way because we go into Aboriginal land. We've got to stay on the road. It's one of the NT termite mounds. So they build these up to probably 3 metres high. And they always point north-south. No, sorry. Yes, no, east-west. Because then they attract a nice warm sun in the morning, but they don't get too hot during the day. Very clever animals, the termites. So the beauty of the bush is when you want lunch, you just pull up. That's what we've done today. We've literally just pulled up, side of the road, and this is our lunch spot. We're about 40 k's from Tea Tree in Northern Territory, and then from there we head up to Kalu Kalu, or the Devil's Marbles as they used to be called. Alright, at Kalu Kalu, or as us whiteys know, Devil's Marbles. So we're going to go and watch the sunset over the Devil's Marbles today. We've got off all the dirt is done. Now we're going to live on bitumen for the next couple of days. Oh, just ate a fly. Camp is set up, we're ready to go. We're having hamburgers for dinner. These guys are pumped. They're just chilling because we've been on the road. Magic of the Devil's Marbles, or Kalu Kalu. Now on the southern side, which is down behind where Howie and Stray Dog is, that's a sacred site, so we're not allowed to photo or video there. So down behind you, Howie. But the rest of it is all fair game. They've asked us not to climb it for cultural reasons. Rob and I, we're walking up Kalu Kalu. Look at that behind us. Looks good, doesn't it, Rob?
It does, yeah.
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
All right, we're up some rocks in Kalu Kalu. And this is the view we've got. Absolutely magnificent. Fantastic. Now the colours really come to the fore with sunset over Kalu Kalu. Beautiful. I'm walking on it though, sorry. Dinner tonight is dinner over the fire. The gang are sitting around, talking dribble, while we watch our hamburgers cook. Here we are. Sunrise over Kalu Kalu. Magnificent. Team starting to rise. One of our very few mornings we could have slept in, but they decided they should get up early and capture the sunrise, which you can't blame them for that. So now we're inside the tourism centre at Tennant Creek. Oh, I'm going blurry on Mark.
Oh, no.
We're going to have a wander around here today. We've got the afternoon. We've cleaned up our camp, got all the dust off many things. And so now is the time to go for a wander and do some touristy stuff. We've wandered through the old workshop. They actually had a little bit on the history of our wartime efforts. On that side, on this side, it had a whole lot of mines, like minerals and things like that, because there was a lot of minerals came out of this area at Tennant Creek. It's actually very rich with gold mining and minerals, so there you go. What do you reckon, Webinator? There goes one of the road trains out of Three Ways. You just pull up out of here. We're at the John Flynn Memorial. Rob's doing a bit of a dance. The gang's here. And here's the Stray Dog. Where are you? There he is. He's hiding at the back. How's this? You can stand out on the Stewart Highway this time of the morning. What time is this? 9 o'clock in the morning. We're all packed up, leaving Tennant Creek, heading south. We've come slightly north just to get a bit of a photo of the John Flynn Memorial, but then we're heading south. Darwin is 989 kilometres north. Some of the places you come across when you're out in the bush is Barrow Creek. So it's welcome to Barrow Creek Pub, home of bullshit and beer. Scattered across an old road train that no doubt did its time on the tracks out here with the 44-gallon drums. Here we are, Barrow Creek. Now he's having some grapefruit, some sandwich. It's one of the old pubs that's along the way down the Stewart. In the pursuit of finding interesting facts and learning about our great wide land, we've come across John Flynn's grave. So he's the guy on the $20 note who first thought of the idea of the Royal Flying Doctor Service and actually worked with governments and some other stakeholders to make it happen. Very, very famous guy. If you don't know him, he is well worth knowing about. Yes, we're in Alice Springs now. We're just chilling for the day. Got a whole day to play here. We're going to have a go to one of the lovely gorges this morning, Stanley Chasm this morning, and then we're heading out to the Kangaroo Sanctuary this afternoon. Should be good. Look at the backdrop of John Flynn's grave. So at least he can look out over his ashes and he's got a good view. So his wife was actually, her ashes are here as well, next to Reverend John Flynn. So we're at Stanley Chasm and we're going for their, it's about a 1.2k walk. So it's meant to be magnificent scenery through here on Aboriginal cultural land. So that's really good. And we've just had a beautiful cup of coffee and a piece of cake, which has been very rare on this trip because we've been out bush. So it's a real treat to have that. But look at the scenery, fantastic. So the view through the chasm here is just spectacular, isn't it? What do you reckon, you blokes? Rob, are you excited?
I'm excited.
Good to hear. Just been, Rob's been listening to a bit of techno and hip hop in the car. What do you reckon, Stray Dog? The music good in the car?
Yep.
Have you been busting the move in the car or what?
No.
It's beautiful here. So as we've been learning over our travels, John Flynn wanted to build this mantle of safety over the outback. And that's what the thought process was, to kick off and get the RFDS up and running. Hey Robert, what you reckon, lad? It's great, isn't it? Hey wee Robert. Michael, Webbo, what do you reckon? Are you a wild crazy guy? Living on the edge? Do you have good ideas? Do you love caravans? In a caravan park, Michael is in heaven. So inside the beautiful Stanley Chasm, apparently at midday, the sun shines in here. So it's got about 90 minutes of sunshine a day, and that's it. It's an hour and a half of sunshine a day. Don't let him lick your face, Howie.
Yeah, and you have to be quiet too. Just
This is the stray dog holding the kangaroo.
Yeah, he's cheeky though.
Hope you're not chasing the kangaroo.
Look at this little bag. What's he doing?
We've got to be quiet with the kangaroos, but the stray dog likes a chat. Here's wee Robbie.
Yes.
How's your trip, Rob?
It was great.
Enjoy it?
Loved it.
You're a camping aficionado now, officially. You're a legend of the camping.
Yeah.
How about you, Rob, alias Stray Dog? How was it?
Yeah, good.
You're frozen in front of the camera. Put your sunnies today as well, didn't you?
Yep.
Did you have a good time?
Yep.
Right on you, mate. Webbo,
Yes.
Did you have a good holiday?
Yes.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was
Are
good.
you a wild, crazy guy?
Yes.
Living on the edge? Do you have good ideas?
Yes.
Booyah. Mark, did you have a good holiday?
You have a good holiday. I go again on August.
In August.
Yeah.
Good on you, mate. See you, mate. Yeah, one of the boys, Howie, that can't be with us because he's actually going Alice direct to Sydney. Everyone else is coming back to Melbourne with me and then making their way home. But this was a trip to have. Camping, it's a great thing to do. We're at Adelaide Airport at the moment and we're heading back into Melbourne in about 15 minutes, 20 minutes.